Struggling to open jars? Out of breath on the stairs? Nearly 1 in 3 adults over 60 lose muscle and independence every year. I was one of them until I found a daily habit so simple it shocked me. Stay with me because this could change your life too.
Last year, I had a moment I'll never forget. I was standing in my kitchen, trying to open a simple pickle jar, and my hands just wouldn't do it. A few minutes later, I tried lifting a laundry basket, and my grip gave out. I almost dropped the whole thing on the floor.
That scared me. It wasn't just about weak hands. It was the sinking thought, am I losing my independence? Everyday things started slipping away. Carrying grocery bags felt like hauling weights. Walking up a short flight of stairs left me breathing hard. Bending down in the garden made my knees ache for days.
I told myself this is just part of getting older. But inside, I felt frustrated, embarrassed, and honestly afraid. What if this was only the beginning? What if in 5 years, I couldn't take care of myself at all?
I tried the usual solutions. Protein powders upset my stomach. Exercise programs felt impossible to stick with when I was already tired and sore. Medications came with side effects I didn't want. It felt like no matter what I tried, nothing worked. Then I stumbled on something almost too simple. Not a pill, not a pricey supplement, just a cup of tea, something my grandmother drank daily without thinking twice. And what I discovered later shocked me. Research from the National Institutes of Health shows nearly 1 in 3 people over 60 face muscle loss, but certain teas can actually fight back. Stay with me, because I'm going to share exactly which teas changed everything for me. After 60, the body changes in ways we don't always notice at first. The National Institutes of Health points out that older adults lose between 3 and 8% of muscle mass every decade. That means by the time you hit 70, your strength may already be down enough to affect everyday life. Suddenly, the grocery bags feel too heavy. Getting out of a low chair takes effort. A flight of stairs feels like a challenge you'd rather avoid. It isn't only the muscles. MedlinePlus explains that cartilage wears down with age, inflammation builds up, and joints stiffen more each morning. That's why so many people over 60 wake up sore or find it hard to bend down for gardening or to walk the dog without pain. This stiffness doesn't just slow you down. It increases the risk of falls, which is one of the biggest reasons older adults lose independence. Doctors often suggest medications that come with side effects or protein powders that upset the stomach. Exercise is important, but when your body already feels weak and painful, it's hard to keep up with complex routines. That leaves many people stuck, believing there's nothing they can do. But here's what I discovered. There are simple tools that can help. Real, everyday options supported by research. And one of them is sitting right in a teacup. In just a moment, I'll share the first tea that protects your muscles and gives you back real strength. The first tea I want to talk about is green tea. When I started drinking it, I didn't expect much. I thought it was just another health trend. But after a few weeks of 3 cups a day, I noticed something different. Carrying laundry up the stairs didn't make me stop halfway. I could open jars without asking for help. My grip at the grocery store checkout felt firmer. Those were small changes, but they meant everything. The reason is simple. Green tea contains ECGC, a compound that researchers at the National Institutes of Health have studied for its effect on muscle loss. NIH notes that chronic inflammation is one of the main drivers of sarcopenia, and ECGC helps block the very molecules that break down muscle. MedlinePlus also highlights green tea's role in protecting cells from damage and supporting overall health. Put together, that means a daily habit as simple as green tea can slow muscle loss and even support new muscle growth. I remember reading about a Tufts University study that tested green tea in older adults. People over 60 who drank 3 cups daily gained lean muscle in just 12 weeks,
while the group that didn't drink lost muscle. That told me my progress wasn't just in my head. One more thing I learned is that timing matters. Drinking a cup about an hour before a walk or light activity helps your body respond better to that movement. I started doing this before my morning dog walk, and I felt stronger, less shaky, and more steady on my feet.
The way you prepare it also matters. If you pour boiling water straight onto the leaves, you lose some of the benefits and get a bitter taste. Let the water sit for a few minutes after boiling, then steep the tea for about 3 minutes. I prefer matcha because it gives a bigger dose of EGCG, but regular green tea works too. This isn't about chasing perfection. Even 1 or 2 cups a day can help. But the consistency is what makes the difference. Green tea gave me back confidence in my own strength. And as I learned, there are other teas that work in different ways. The next one didn't just protect my muscles, it relieved the joint pain that kept me from moving freely.
The second tea that made a difference for me was turmeric tea, sometimes called golden milk. I turned to it because of my knees. They used to ache so badly that even walking to the mailbox felt like a chore. Gardening left me sore for days. I started to believe knee replacement surgery might be my only option. Out of desperation, I tried turmeric tea twice a day. Within weeks, the morning stiffness began to ease. After 2 months, I could walk around the block without stopping. That gave me hope I hadn't felt in years.
Turmeric works because it contains curcumin, one of the most studied natural anti-inflammatory compounds. The National Institutes of Health has published research showing curcumin can reduce the activity of inflammatory pathways in the body. MedlinePlus also lists turmeric as a natural option for people dealing with joint pain and stiffness. This isn't just about masking pain like an aspirin would. Curcumin actually helps calm the inflammation inside your joints so they can move more smoothly. There's a trick though. On its own, curcumin isn't absorbed well. But when you combine it with black pepper and a healthy fat, like coconut milk or whole dairy milk, absorption improves dramatically. That's why my evening cup always includes those ingredients. I usually add a pinch of cinnamon and ginger too, which not only taste good, but also support blood sugar control and reduce more inflammation.
The results were real. I noticed I recovered faster after physical activity. Before, a day of raking leaves meant 2 days of sore legs. With turmeric tea, the soreness was cut in half. I also began sleeping better. Drinking it an hour before bed seemed to calm my body, and I woke up with less stiffness. One note I always share, turmeric can interact with blood-thinning medications. If you take warfarin, aspirin, or similar drugs, it's important to talk to your doctor first. For me, it was safe, and the benefits far outweighed anything else I'd tried.
Turmeric tea gave me back the confidence to move again. But there was still one issue left: circulation. My muscles needed more oxygen and nutrients, and that's where the third tea came in. The third tea I added was hibiscus tea. At first, I tried it because I liked the taste. But what surprised me was how much it helped with circulation and muscle cramps at night. I used to wake up at 2 in the morning with painful leg cramps, sometimes so bad I had to stand up and stretch just to make them stop. After drinking hibiscus tea regularly, those cramps started happening less often, and eventually, most nights were cramp-free.
Hibiscus works differently than green tea or turmeric. The National Institutes of Health has noted its effect on blood pressure and circulation. MedlinePlus also mentions hibiscus as a natural way to support heart health. For older adults, circulation is critical. When your blood vessels get stiff, your muscles and joints don't get enough oxygen and nutrients. That's one reason you can feel weak, even if you still have muscle. Hibiscus tea helps relax those blood vessels so blood can flow more easily.
The difference showed up in my daily life. Walking the dog around the block didn't leave my legs as heavy. My hands, which sometimes felt stiff while woodworking, began to loosen up.
Over time, my grip strength improved, something I noticed when opening bottles or carrying groceries. Hibiscus tea is also naturally rich in minerals like potassium and magnesium. Those support muscle function and help prevent cramps. I usually make a pitcher and keep it in the refrigerator so it's ready to drink cold during the day. 3 cups spread out, late morning, afternoon, and early evening worked best for me. Unlike green tea, it's caffeine-free, so I never worried about it disturbing my sleep.
The research backs up what I felt. A study showed older adults who drank hibiscus tea improved their walking speed, which is a strong marker of independence and longevity. I didn't need numbers to know it worked, though. I felt more steady, more mobile, and more comfortable in my own body. Hibiscus rounded out the system. Green tea protected my muscles, turmeric calmed my joints, and hibiscus improved circulation so everything worked together. That combination made a bigger difference than anything I had tried before.
After trying each tea on its own, I realized the real power came when I combined them into a simple daily routine. In the morning, about half an hour after breakfast, I start with green tea. It gives me a gentle lift and sets up my muscles for the day. Around late morning, I switch to hibiscus. That's usually when I go outside, walk the dog, or do some light gardening, and the improved circulation makes those activities easier. After lunch, I often have another cup of green tea. By mid-afternoon, when my energy usually dips, I drink a second hibiscus. It keeps me steady without caffeine, so I don't have trouble sleeping later.
In the evening, about an hour before bed, I finish the day with turmeric tea made with warm milk and black pepper. That one helps calm my joints and supports recovery while I sleep. This pattern means my muscles are protected, my joints stay calmer, and my circulation keeps working all day long. I don't treat it as a strict rule. Some days I drink fewer cups, but what matters is consistency. Making tea part of my daily rhythm gave me results that no supplement or powder ever did.
When I first began, I didn't expect to notice much, but after the first week, I woke up with less stiffness in my knees and shoulders. Getting out of bed didn't feel like such a slow process. By the second week, carrying groceries from the car to the kitchen felt easier, and walking up the porch steps didn't leave me out of breath.
By the end of the first month, I noticed a real shift. I could climb the stairs of my house without pausing halfway, and my grip felt stronger when opening bottles. Even small things like bending down in the garden or lifting a pan from the stove were smoother and less painful. At 2 months, the changes became obvious to other people. Friends at church asked if I'd been exercising more because I moved faster and steadier. My family noticed I could play with the grandkids on the floor and get back up without struggling. That was the moment I knew this routine wasn't just temporary relief, it was building real strength and giving me back freedom in everyday life.
These milestones reminded me that progress comes step by step, and the key is staying consistent with the habit. Looking back, I can say this. Rebuilding strength and protecting joints after 60 doesn't have to mean endless pills or expensive powders. For me, it came down to 3 simple teas. Green tea helped protect and even build muscle. Turmeric tea calmed the inflammation in my joints so I could move without constant pain. Hibiscus tea improved my circulation, stopped the nightly cramps, and gave my muscles the oxygen they needed. Together, they worked in a way I never thought possible. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about giving your body the tools it needs every single day. I know the fear of losing independence. I felt the frustration of needing help with things that used to be easy. That's why I'm sharing this. If it helped me regain strength and confidence, it can help you too. So here's what I'd like you to do. In the comments, tell me your age and which tea you want to start with first. If you've already tried one, share your experience so others can learn from it. If you found value in this video, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We'll talk about simple foods that boost muscle even further. And if you know a friend or family member over 60 who's struggling with weakness or joint pain, share this video with them.
Your stronger, more mobile future can start with something as simple as a cup of tea. The only question is, which one will you brew first?